Hello, good people. Professor Hines here in London. I am freezing my ass off. It is below 30, I know that. I think the feel-like temperature is maybe 23. Could be a lot worse. It probably is worse. And I'm out here. Yep, that's what I do. We have our camera set up here. Sony A1, that is Aaliyah up there. Outfitted with the Vario-Tessar 24-70, and on the front I have a Haida 10-stop ND filter, and something that I've not shown you all is my new tripod. This is the ZA AT125, not to be confused with my previous ST125. This has this very cool telescoping system. So you twist from the bottom and all the legs can come out, and then you can turn it to X amount of time, so that way only certain amount of legs will extend. Actually pretty cool. It's more compact when it's packed up than my previous tripod, but it still gets roughly the exact same height as my previous tripod. So that is the positive with this. It's a lot lighter, it's a lot smaller, but still roughly the same height. I like that. So let's show the composition. That's what I'm currently getting. We're capturing the city of London here. So I'm getting the skyline over there, as well as St. Paul's Cathedral right in front. Of course, here you have the Millennium Bridge, which we're capturing in our frame there. That's in our foreground. So with the filter, I'm getting 30 seconds. I'm at f13, ISO 50. And I'm basically going as slow as I can without the need of a remote, because it's too freaking cold to actually go into my bag and do all that and start connecting wires and cables. So I'm being lazy. We're not doing that. But with the 24, that actually is just getting me the frame quite nicely. And so here's what one of the images looked like. Oh gosh, that's so beautiful. So you can't really see it here. Oh, actually you can. You see the clouds moving there. And so with the long exposure, we get a nice motion in our sky. It would look nicer if I had a longer shutter speed, but that requires me going to my remote. I don't want to do that. So yeah, that is what we're capturing. So a little bit about my settings. I know you all are always curious about that too. So I do have the 2-second timer on since I don't have the remote attached. I focused it and then switched to manual focus, so that way I don't have to recompose the focusing each time. I might decide to do a panoramic just so that way I can catch over here and maybe a little bit over here. I don't know. I think that would look kind of cool. Maybe. I don't know. But for the most part, that is the frame that I was going for. That's the frame that I wanted. This was like the sort of perfect morning to get this shot because I saw there was some low fog. You got a nice overcast, but it's just cold as hell. Like when I tell you it's cold, it's cold. I usually don't complain about the cold, but yeah, this is kind of up there with Chicago cold, unfortunately. But we're out here. We are out here. So I'm gonna take a few frames and we're gonna see how that looks a little bit later. Here in London, and we're just outside of Elizabeth Tower and Westminster. And we're here in the middle of the street. Not necessarily. This is a walking area here for crossing the street. This is a crosswalk. So we're out of harm's way. We're here in this walking post. And we're catching a few long exposures of buses coming through. So we're catching them on both sides. And just waiting for green lights to turn. And I think we got a bus or a truck here. but it turned. But I'll take a shot just so you can see what it is. So we're doing a long exposure, no filters, because this is the G Master. This is the 12 to 24 2.8, and I don't have any filters for it because I don't use the rear filters for this lens. So see, we got a bus there, and I think I missed it. Kind of just missed it because I accidentally pressed my shutter button twice. But let's see what that looks like. And that kind of gives you a gist of what we're doing here. Very cool. So that's all that we're doing. And it's a very cold morning with a lot of dense fog. But let's hope that our pictures actually are a lot better than this weather is. But I like the conditions because of the fog up there, so we're okay. We're okay. So it's kind of cold to hold the phone, so I'll cut this short and just look for the pictures later.